Hey everyone, it's Karen with the Yes Please Paper Crafts, and for this video I'm joining a YouTube hop called Simple Stories Saturdays, and this is a YouTube hop where we're going to use Simple Stories collections to create a project. And I will have links to everyone's YouTube channels that is participating in this YouTube hop in the description below if you'd like to join in the hop. For my layout today, I'll be using another sketch from PageMaps. This is a recent sketch from May of 2022. Now, they have new sketches each month, but they also have archives, and they have 16 years of sketches. I'll put a link to PageMaps in the description below if you'd like to check them out. It's a really awesome resource if you love to use scrapbooking sketches. Okay, for this layout, I'm going to use this picture that was taken last year on my sister's birthday. This is my sister, me, and my dog Bella. And I think this picture is really cute. And in the picture, my sister and I were both wearing navy. So as I was looking through my Simple Stories collections, I was trying to find something that would coordinate with the colors in the picture. And I have some embellishments here. I'm going to use this 𝗬𝗏 Little Moments as my title. I have some ephemera from a collection called, I think it's Hello Today or something like that. And then I have some brads from the Simple Stories Domestic Bliss. So this Domestic Bliss collection has things like cleaning and housework and just things like that. It doesn't have anything to do with the layout that I'm going to create today, but I do love the colors in this collection, and I thought that it would be really fun to try to use that collection to create a layout that is not about domestic bliss. So this is a way that you can use your collections even if they're very theme specific. And one of the things that's really awesome about using a particular manufacturer's products is that the collections will have similar colors. So I'm going to combine several different collections together. I'm going to use paper from the Domestic Bliss collection, and then I'm going to use ephemera from the Hello Today collection. And I did think about using some of the things from the 𝗬𝗵 collection, but I didn't feel like the paper really suited. It didn't really go very well with the other things that I was going to do here, and it didn't match my picture at all. So I'm not going to use the paper. I did also think about using some of the stickers, because the stickers did have a lot more blue in them, but I ended up not using the stickers. I have a really hard time using stickers, and so I tend to use more ephemera or die cuts and other types of embellishments, and I'm going to have to really challenge myself to use more of my stickers. Okay, so I'm going to start out by going through the different papers in the Domestic Bliss collection. And as I'm looking through these cut aparts, I can see there are quite a few images there that you could use for layouts that are not about cleaning or domestic bliss. But I did end up not using anything from the cut aparts. However, all of the papers that I'm going to use for this layout did come from this collection. And I fell in love with this heart paper. I think that goes so well with my pictures. And I'm going to go through the different papers and try to see if I can find some more paper that will coordinate with that heart paper. I did love the other paper that had hearts, but I thought having two papers with hearts was just too much. And then I picked out a yellow paper and a stripe paper. I love that stripe paper. That paper is just gorgeous. And look how pretty those four papers are together. So I needed a border strip to go along the bottom of my layout. That's part of what was included in the sketch. So I'm using the border maker system from Creative Memories. I have a bunch of cartridges here, and I'm just going to look at the different cartridges that I have. And I picked out, I think, 2 of the cartridges, and I wasn't really sure which one of these I was going to use. So I just picked out a couple there. So at this point, I have still not decided which paper I'm going to use to create my border. So I'm going back to look at my papers and to look at the sketch to see if I could figure out what parts of the sketch I want to use with each one of these papers. So I really love that heart paper, and I definitely want to include that as one of the papers I use on this layout. I also really love the stripe and the yellow paper, and I'm going to end up not using either one of those other 2 papers, so I'm just going to eliminate those. Okay, so that's what I have to work from. I'm also going to pull in some washi tape. I thought it would be fun to use one of the washi tapes here that I have. It's a stripe, and it does look like it goes with that collection. I'm not sure if it's from the Domestic Bliss collection, but it is a Simple Stories collection, and it matches my papers perfectly. So I will be using this washi tape as one of the elements on this layout. So I decided to add an additional paper to my paper selections. This is a blue and white gingham. I'm going to end up not using that paper, but I am going to cut a circle using this Creative Memories circle cutter, and I'm going to cut a 6-inch circle. This circle cutter from Creative Memories is so awesome. You can cut circles all the way from 3 inches up to 11 3/4 inches. And so I'm just figuring out here exactly where the blade is going to cut before I cut. And then I'm just going to press the button and spin it around, and it's going to cut out that circle. And I did cut that out and ended up not using it. I just didn't really think that it went as well with the papers. I'm going to change it up a little bit later. So I'm still trying to figure out which one of the papers I want to use for which parts of this layout. And I'm trying to figure out the dimensions and how large I want to cut these papers down. So I decided to use this paper with the hearts as one of the larger elements on this layout. So for this yellow paper, I'm going to make this one a 10 by 6. And this is the paper that's going to go underneath the heart paper. And I'm just going to layer those together just to kind of get an idea of how that's going to look on my layout. Now I decided to use this washi tape. It's a stripe, and so I want to take that washi tape. I'm going to lay it down on top of some white cardstock, and then I'm going to cut that out, and that is going to make that washi tape stand out so much better because it's not going to be competing with that pattern paper that has the hearts. So as I'm looking at what I've done so far, I'm not too sure about that blue and white gingham paper, but then I'm not really sure what else I have that I could use for the layout. I really love that stripe paper, but I was a little bit concerned about using the washi tape that's a stripe plus using the stripe paper, but I just decided I would go ahead and cut a circle out with this stripe paper and just kind of see how that was going to look. And I really did love that, and I ended up using that circle instead of the one that I originally created out of the blue and white gingham. Okay, so I wanted to create the border strip, and I thought I was going to use this stripe paper to create my border strip. I'm setting this up in my border maker system and using this cartridge to create my border. And after I punched that out, I really didn't like how it turned out because I thought I was going to get more of the navy color, but it only used half of the navy and then part of a white. And I didn't really think that that looked too good. But when I flipped it over, there was this really pretty, kind of a light orange color underneath. I guess it's more of a coral. And I really loved that. So look how awesome that is. So we got rid of the blue and white gingham, and we flipped that border strip over, and I love that. So sometimes, you know, when you do things, you know, you can just change it up and sometimes flip the paper over. That's one of the advantages of using double-sided papers. For my title, I'm going to use this acrylic piece from Elle Studio, even though this is not from Simple Stories and we're supposed to use Simple Stories collections, we can still bring in elements from other companies. So brads and enamel dots and acrylic pieces, wood veneer, ribbon, twine, and other things like that. And just to add into what we have from Simple Stories. Okay, so now that I have my title and my papers cut out, I'm going to start looking through the ephemera. This is from the Hello Today collection, and I thought that this collection went perfectly with my layout. I loved all the little word quotes and the images. I found some butterflies, a little chair, and some cameras, and just some really fun elements to add to this layout. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing things down. I want to get all my papers adhered to my background so that I can start adding on my embellishments. I'm using my ATG gun and just adding adhesive and layering the pieces one on top of the other. I am using the T-square ruler. I want to try to make sure that I have everything lined up on this layout because I've had problems in the past where I just kind of look at it and I think it looks straight, and then later, after I have completely finished the video and everything's glued down, I realize that something on my layout is crooked, and I end up ripping things apart trying to fix it. So I'm trying to use my T-square ruler more often and making sure to get everything on there lined up and straight. And I did a pretty good job of that, but that circle is not straight, and when I go to put my title on, that's when I realized that my circle was not quite straight, because I need those stripes to go straight across because I lined up my title with the stripe. So I'm going to have to go back and fix that later. So I decided to create a mat for my picture, so I'm going to use some white cardstock and my 𝗿𝗵_Keepers layering guides and an X-Acto blade, and I'm going to create a mat around my picture. And I started out with a 1/8 inch mat, and then later I'm going to change it. And one of the things that I like to do is to make my mat a little bit bigger sometimes than I think I might need. That way I can always, make it smaller. I can't add more. And I wasn't sure how much I wanted to actually have around the picture. And I'm looking for a paper to use for the mat. I tried out a couple of different papers, and I decided to go ahead and use this gingham paper. I just liked the little bit of blue that it adds around the picture, and I'm just going to cut around that and just try it out on my layout. I decided that that was going to make it a little bit too big if I made a 1/8 inch mat with the white cardstock and then a 1/4 inch with that blue gingham paper. So I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. I made the white mat 1/16 of an inch, and then the blue and white gingham 1/8 of an inch. And I like that it really makes the picture pop off from the background, but it doesn't make it too large of an element, and I think it really fits nicely between the circle and that striped paper that I created with the washi tape. Okay, so now I'm going to start embellishing this layout, and I'm challenging myself to just put things onto the layout and not to think too much about it, because I'm finding that I spend a lot of time moving my embellishments around, playing musical embellishments, and just wasting a lot of time. When I watch my videos back when I'm editing and doing my voiceovers, I see myself putting my embellishments down, moving them around for 10 or 15 minutes or longer, and then when my layout is finished, I realize that all of the embellishments were right in the same place where they started. So I just need to trust myself a little bit and just go with my first instinct of where I think things should go on my layout, and just go ahead and put it there. And I'm really loving some of the layouts that I've been doing recently, where I have really been trying hard not to play musical embellishments and to try to just put things down where I think they look good and just leave them there. And it's really working out well, I think. So this layout is fairly simple. I love how easily it came together. I love those butterflies. That embellishment right there, I could just have like 10 of those or 100. I just think that butterfly embellishment is just gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to add my title to the layout here, and I'm using some glossy accents and just applying that to the back of this acrylic piece. This does dry clear, and it does take a little bit of time for this to dry. And once I added this onto that circle with the striped lines there, I realized that that circle was a little bit crooked. And I did use my T-square ruler on all the paper, but I just never really thought about using it on the circle, because I'm thinking, well, it's a circle, what do I line it up with? But it has stripes, so I did need to make sure that that was lined up and straight across. Okay, so I'm just going to keep adding in my embellishments. I'm adding in some foam tape. I like to add dimension on my layout, and when I'm layering things together in a cluster, I think it really does add a lot to your layout when you put in some foam tape and pop things up. So I popped up the butterflies, the camera, the little chair, and quite a few things on this layout. And also those little speech bubbles that had the hearts. And I just love dimension. I love adding dimension to my layouts. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to do here is to add some enamel dots. So I have some enamel dots from Gina Marie Designs, and these are the most awesome enamel dots. If you have not purchased from Gina Marie Designs, you need to go out there and get yourself some of these enamel dots. They're super sparkly and they come in the most gorgeous colors. And this pack of enamel dots just happened to go perfectly with this layout. So I'm using the orange, yellow, and turquoise or teal colored enamel dots. And I'm just going to scatter those in 3 places around my layout using the 3 different colors and 3 different sizes. Okay, so that's going to finish off this layout. I have some close-ups that I'd like to share with you. I also have a short video clip of my 2 dogs, Bella and Lilybell, that I'm going to put at the end of this video. So if you want to see that, stick around to the end. And y'all be sure and go check out everyone else's video that is participating in this YouTube hop. And I have links to all of their videos in the description below. Thank you so much for joining me today for this scrapbook process video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed and you'd like to see more videos on my YouTube channel, please subscribe. I would love to have you join my channel. So y'all take care. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now. What you doing, Miss Bella? Is you being a good girl? What you up to? Nothing. Oh, okay. Do you want to say hi to the YouTube people? Miss B, are you going to say hi? That's okay. Yeah. Are you telling fibs again? I did catch you stealing paper out of my craft room. Yes, I did. You do. You were running out the room with that paper. You were caught red-handed. Yes, you were. You're so funny. Where's Lilybell? Don't know, don't care? You don't care. Okay. Lilybell, do you want a treat? Yes, she needs to get a treat too. Okay, let's go over here by Lilybell. Hi, Lilybell. What you doing, doodle? Miss Bella always has to be in the front. Yes, you do. You're being awfully sassy. You're being a sassy girl. Okay, you're just cracking me up. All right, y'all want a treat? Okay, I'm gonna get you a treat. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. You're too hilarious, doggy. Sit. Good job, Miss B. Good job, Lilybell. Is it a good treat? Y'all look like y'all are enjoying that treat. Okay, would you like another? All right, you can have one more, okay? One more. What you gonna do for this treat, Miss B? Y'all need to back up. Back up, back up, back up. What you gonna do for this treat? You're gonna down? Lilybell, can you do a down? Down. Bella, down. Y'all need to do it together. Lilybell, down. Okay, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Okay, down. Y'all just want to be right here waiting for that treat, huh? Oh, there you go. Bella did her down. Okay, Lilybell, can you do a down? All right, there you go. Okay, well, that's all we have for you guys. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend, and we hope to see you next time. Bye now.